And so, Miguel, welcome to this debriefing session, and congratulations on scoring a 710. How does it feel?
Well, really good. To be honest, I thought like it was impossible for me to achieve above 700. So I'm really really happy for myself, and I feel really good.
Okay, that's good. And yes, I mean 710, good breakup, a Q49 V36. So that's good improvement in both the areas. So Miguel, we were talking earlier, and you said you started your GMAT preparation. Your starting score was 640. So how did you think about your preparation after that? And then when you had that 640, let's start with what was the breakup of that 640 score?
Okay. Well, basically, I have an engineering background, so I think that the quant part for me was not. It was challenging, but in my opinion, I think that I could in all the tests, in all the mocks, I could easily get minimum a Q47.
Okay.
So for me, it was not like the area that I need to focus a lot of time in. But the verbal side, I think that I don't know, maybe because I'm a Spaniard and I've been learning a lot of English, but not in the way that the GMAT tested, like very focusing on the grammar, on how you think, and how you, for example, you need to do the critical reasoning. And I have never done something like that before. But yeah, I think that the verbal side was my weakest area. So that is why I focused using the GMAT platform in the verbal side.
So how did you plan your preparation? So you started studying in June, right? 6th of June is when you purchased the course. So how did you go about improving?
Yeah, basically I used your planning platform, your calendar. I just basically keep following it. I reviewed it all the quant side, but and also in the verbal was the really helpful side. I don't know when I started with it, but I think it was July, mid of July.
Okay.
And in my opinion, what really helped me talking about the GMAT, it is the sentence correction. Sentence correction, I think, is quite really good. Is really good in e-GMAT, and also Scholaranium. I think it's amazing. It's an amazing platform because it tells you where are you failing. It doesn't go just that you are failing in sentence correction. It tells you that you are failing in subject-verb-agreement, and that is quite helpful in my opinion, because I had a really poor score on sentence correction at the beginning, and by seeing where my weakest areas, like for example comparisons, I could only focus on that and leave behind the subject-verb agreement, because supposedly that was one of my best areas. So
yeah, that's very well said, and I completely agree. I think that those insights are very useful. They can help you isolate, and then it's very important, because then you know where to spend your energy, and knowing that is truly very important. You're also very good in critical reasoning. I'm looking at your scores in Scholaranium. You were very, very good over there. So in all the mocks, you're scoring upwards of 90th percentile in critical reasoning. Or you scored, sorry.
Yeah, for critical reasoning, I think it was a key side also. What e-GMAT says about focusing on the meaning of the sentence, and what the sentence is trying to tell you.
You mean argument, right?
Yeah, about the argument. Yeah, I think that was the key for me in the critical reasoning, not the specific parts of how do you tackle strengthen questions or weaken questions, but the way that you need to find the you need to think about the argument and all that stuff. That is, I think, at the beginning of the critical reasoning part, for me was the key.
The foundational piece over there, you mean to say?
And regarding, yeah, the foundational one.
Okay, yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm looking at your scores in critical reasoning, the 2 Sigma X mocks that you took, and also in Scholaranium, you were really, really good. I mean, you hardly made a mistake in critical reasoning over there.
Yeah.
So,
In my opinion, your mocks are really good because on the verbal side, I think they are quite similar to the ones of the official GMAT side. But on the quant side, in my opinion, I don't know if this is true or not, I found them more difficult than in the official website.
okay, and I definitely do that. Yes, I think quant's slightly more difficult. You probably will score about 2 to 3 points lower on the quant side overall. So that's something which is there. But verbal side, it's super accurate, and that's where we're looking at tweaking a bit of a few of the questions over there. But yes, I think that's something which is there. So since you're talking about mocks, when you took a mock, did you look at the data that the mock provided and do anything about it?
Yes, of course. I saw that that already my weakest area was always sentence correction. So I always try, thanks to the mocks and thanks to Scholaranium, I just try to focus a lot more on sentence correction and keep it more aside about critical reasoning and reading comprehension. For reading comprehension, what I found is that I more or less do it well, except for when I do not see the main idea, or I don't really understand the text. But I normally understand the text, so that was not it
Yeah, I
was
mean,
not difficult for me.
on critical reasoning also, you were doing very, very well. I mean, I see a 40 or a 41 on the ability scores in mock tests all the time. I'm actually looking at your account on the right-hand side of the screen. So as you're talking, so very, very nice. It's just the consistency is there, which when I look at students' accounts, and I do look at about 40 accounts a week, I like to see consistency in Scholaranium. And when I say consistency, when you're taking quizzes, I actually go down to the quiz attempt levels and take a look at that. And I can see that in critical reasoning and reading comprehension, you have that consistency, which is very nice. And this really shows that you understood the you have the right foundation. You got that from the files over there. So how did you use Scholaranium other than so in SC? You said you looked at the weak areas, and so did you go back to the course and revise just comparisons? Is that what you did after you found that weakness?
Uh, yeah, what I tried to do was the first time that I see that for example, comparison was my weakest area. What I tried to do was checking again the theory, checking all the theory that I had about other books and everything that I had about comparisons. But when I was failing in later on, what I tried to do was just checked the errors that I did in while doing the files in the in the GMAT exercise that you have
Okay.
from comparison from for subject verb, etc.
Okay. Okay, that's good. That's good. I really like you've been methodical and what you want to achieve, and you focused on that, and that definitely leads to really good results overall. So, Miguel, we talked about you. You. I also see that you used a lot of features where you essentially bookmarked a lot of questions within the course. How did you use that?
Uh, well, I usually try to bookmark questions to check them later, but to be honest, I don't I don't usually use it. So
Oh,
I
you didn't use.
bookmarked it.
Mhm.
Yeah, just to know that I fail at that, but I don't know why I don't usually review them, so I didn't use it.
Okay. So did you make notes otherwise while you were
Yeah,
studying?
yeah, I make notes. I try to. I have I have like a notebook with all my. I have it here with all my stuff.
Ah, you're a paper person.
Yeah. I don't like to write on computer. I prefer to study on paper. So
Okay.
yeah, I have like I don't know, like 50 pages
Wow.
written. Uh,
And how often would you revise those 50 pages?
well, I tried every day to review maybe not the 50 pages. That was only in the 2 days before the exam. But I always try to review the sentence correction side every day or every 2 or 3 days.
Okay, that's a very
And that was
diligent.
like, yeah.
So tell me, so you prepared for the GMAT for about 3 months or 2.5 months, give or take, right? With
Yeah,
us. So what was the most challenging thing for you?
mm,
This is like an MBA question too, by the way.
I don't know. As I told you, I never thought that I could really uh, have this mark, because for me the verbal side was really challenging, and the most difficult, as I'm always saying in this recording, is for me the sentence correction. So I passed from the 640 that I see that I didn't understand the meanings, the true meanings that you need to know about sentence correction. I
Mm-hmm.
just was looking for parallelism, but the just what I realized is that by focusing on the meaning, on the real meaning of the original sentence, it was really easier to to see which sentence, or at least which two sentences are the ones that you need to select. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, that has been the most challenging part, to really understand the sentence correction.
So let me ask this question in a slightly different way. Okay, so not so much about the topic that you found more difficult, but it's like you've been studying for 2.5 months. Was there a time where you said to yourself, man, this is very difficult, I don't know if I can do it? Did that feeling ever cross your mind?
Well, that feeling, no, but it was my second chance, and it was summer, and I told myself, I don't know why I'm studying like at least two hours per day.
Mhm.
Uh, I don't know. I have time to study this in 2 or 3 years.
Mm.
So that has been my most challenging. I would
So
say that. Well,
taking time out and forcing yourself to study.
yeah, taking out time. Yeah,
So how did you do that? How did you overcome that challenge? It's a very common challenge, by the way. A lot of people face it.
yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm a very, how do you say, um, when I put something in my calendar, when I need to do something, I just focus on that. Nonetheless, that I know that I would like to have more time for other things, but like GMAT was like I won't say like a rock in my road to the MBA, and I wanted to have a good mark, and until I have it, I want to stop.
So
So
just
if, if in,
let's just go back. So you said you actually put something on your calendar for a month or something, as you just block that time slot.
no, I knew that I wanted to take the GMAT on August,
Mm.
and I didn't know exactly the date,
Mm-hmm.
but
No, but
I knew that
for studying, would you block time on your calendar to say, I'm going to study 2 hours here, 2 hours here, 2 hours here, 2 hours there? Is that something that you did?
Yeah, it's what I did. What I used was your calendar, and
Oh.
I do the 2 hours, and I did 2 hours. And maybe one day I was really exhausted because I don't know, I didn't have a good day, and I just studied 1 hour. Or
Mhm.
for example, in the middle, well, not in the middle, but mm, like in mid of July, I just stopped studying for 1 week because I was really exhausted, and I went to the beach and
Mhm.
just forget about the GMAT. So that I think that also helped me.
So when you came back after this 1 week vacation, did you remember things still?
Yeah, and I had more strength to go for the GMAT.
That is good. I'm so glad to hear that. So Miguel, let's talk about your post GMAT aspirations, IESC and NCED.
Mhm.
So why do you want to go there? What would you want to achieve?
Well, I'm a very pragmatic person, and to be honest, I only want to work in Spain. That doesn't mean that I don't want to work in another country, but
Mhm.
maybe for 1 year or 6 months.
You want
But
to live in Spain.
yeah, I want to live in Spain, and I think that maybe the 2 or 3 more the best schools in Europe, in my opinion, are in SEAT and IESE.
Mhm.
Maybe also London Business School, but I don't know with the Brexit what is going to happen. So that is my
That's
uncertainty.
true. I was just reading about it last night.
Yeah. So I think that for now I will choose those ones. That
Okay.
doesn't mean that I would love to go to Harvard or to Wharton, but
Mhm.
in my opinion, I just want to focus on these two ones.
Okay. Okay. And then what do you want to do after your MBA? I mean, is that something that you've decided, or is that something that you want to just explore and figure out?
Well, I would like to explore. For now, I have like three branches. I would say management consulting. That is the topic.
Mhm.
McKinsey, Boston. But I also would like to explore venture capital and private equity.
Okay.
Uh, I would love though to explore more about those one.
Okay. That is good. I mean, those three good areas. And
Yeah.
and and again, forgive me, I don't know as much about the activity in Spain itself, but is private equity or venture capital big in Spain?
Uh, Venture capital for sure, no. Like
Okay.
you compare it with the USA.
Well, I'm
Private
just comparing it with just Germany. That's just kind of, I mean, I know Germany, they're big.
In Spain, I think that they are not really big. We have like four or five important firms.
Hmm.
But I will say that private equity maybe it's more important in Spain
Okay.
because it's been more years here. Venture
Mhm.
capital is like at least in Spain is like a more new stuff.
Okay.
Uh, but yeah, and management consulting is yeah, it's really big. We have all the firms here, and
And
it's
management consulting is big. That I know.
yeah.
I know that part. I am aware of. Management consulting is big in pretty much all the major countries in Europe.
Hmm.
So yes, that's there. Germany is super big with
Uh-huh.
management consulting. Yes. So yeah, that's good. So I mean, I see your resume. You're doing some interesting things right now. Uh, this is not really an MBA resume with regards, but again, you're applying in 3 years, so I'm
Hmm.
sure you will build one which is more MBA, but it's still uh, it has some very interesting things. I mean, yeah, with regards to what your professional life is, also the fact that that you're teaching kids right now,
Hmm.
and you're participating in all of these competitions, and you have a good variety of skills.
Yeah, I would like to also do some volunteering. I think that I'm going to start in a month or so.
Okay.
So that is something that I would like to do.
That's very good. That's very good. I think just given that you're done with the GMAT, you can put it aside. It gives you a bit more time, and you now know how to take those 2 hours out every day for study.
Yeah.
Okay. Any question that you have for me?
No, not really.
Okay. Well, Miguel, that was really good talking to you. Now, this is